Did you recently purchase a Brother 1034DX Serger machine and now wondering how to set it up? Are the instructions confusing you? Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to thread your machine. Mine is already set up, so I'm going to cut the threads and then I'm going to start from scratch. So pay attention. First, we're going to go over the tools that you need. A pair of good scissors, tweezers to pull the thread through the machine, and your eyes. So let's get straight into it. The first thing you need to do if your machine is already set up and you want to rethread it for any reason is to cut the threads. So you want to cut them all here. And then you take the, well, you don't need to take the thread off, but you can. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to take all the thread off of here. If you are just taking the machine out of the box, you want to make sure that your cones are on there, because these will actually secure the thread cones onto the machine. So you're going to place that on there. And then you are going to do this. Now, this part is very important because this will dictate how the machine, how the thread is fed into the machine and the direction, so it doesn't get tangled. Now you're going to feed it through one, and this could be a little tricky. Then you're going to come behind two, bring it here, and stop. I'm only going to do one for now because I need to take the rest of the thread out of the machine. So I'm going to come down in here. We're going to take this out of here. And then we're going to take this door off, because this is where all the cut thread is going to go. It's like almost a little dumpster. It may be some debris. You just put that in your little trash can. Now you're going to open this part up. And as you can see, it does tell you how to thread the machine. Now, people still find this part confusing, regardless of there being instructions, because it may not be clear to some people. But that's why we're going to go step by step. So you want to make sure that your hand wheel is lined up with the line here. That will ensure that you can actually unthread or release the thread that is in here on 9. So you want to go here. And you want to make sure that the foot is up as well, the presser foot. Take the thread. This is where you want to get your thread right. Stop it. All right, so now as you can see, all the threads are out of the machine. The presser foot is lifted. You may find that there may be some threads still in there, and you'll see that I'm pulled it out with the tweezers. This is why you need those tweezers, to get in tight spaces or pull threads through. But we are going to take one, and for the purpose of this, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, but you want to thread the one farthest to the right first. So let's start here, and you're going to take that thread down here. And for the purpose of going back to the beginning, we are going to take the thread into 1 through the back, and then you want to come around to 2. You want to now take that thread and feed it into 3 on the 4th row, on the last row. Come through. Now you want to come down. Now this is where it gets a little tricky, and you need to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. You want to take this and follow the blue line. So you're going to come down to 5. And then you're going to put this one under both. There are two. There is a 6 and a 7. You want to put that under 7. Then you're going to go to 8. Now, as far as 9 goes, you can see 9. They do tell you how to use 9. Use the lever to bring this part out. In order to make sure you get that, you want to make sure that your hand wheel is lined up with the black line on the side of your machine. Now, you want to take your thread, and this is where you're going to use this, both hands, and you want to get your thread behind this loop. Once your thread is in that loop there, and you can scroll in a little bit right there, or zoom in a little bit.
Oh, I already am. I've been doing that the last.
Okay. Thank you to my trusty assistant. And you are going to put the thread through that hole. And then now, run that thread there, bring it through. And that is the first one. Now we are going to take the next set of threads. You're going to go in 3. So now we are back through 1 again. And this is the 3rd row. You're going to go behind 2 into 3. Then you're going to come down, and then you're going to follow the green line. And now for green, you're going to go in the green 5. And for 6, you're going to come, and now you're going to go, and you'll see the green dot there. And then you'll also go into 7. Now, 8 is here. Your 8 is going to be right here. You're going to take your thread. You're going to put your thread in that hole. And you're going to bring it through. And that part is threaded. And that is hole 3. Now we're going to move on to thread 2. Or cone 2, I should say. We're going to come through 1 as we did in row 3 and 4. Bring it back through 2. And this is where you use your thread to assist you. Your tweezers. And there should be tweezers in the box when it comes to you to assist you with this. Now, you want to come here. And you'll come bring that all the way around. And you'll see the line. Now we are following the pink line. So now that comes down. You're going to go in through here, through 4, the pink line. And now, as you can see, pink, there's 2 needles. You're going to put that pink one into the 2nd needle. I'm not sure if you can see the 2nd needle, but you can put that in the 2nd needle. Now we have that. So now we need to take the next cone. And this cone, you're going to follow. This is the first cone. Through 1, through 2, through 3, down. Now we're following line 5. Can you come on around so we can see exactly what I'm doing on this side? So I'm trying to move my hand out of the way, but this is where I said, see the 2 needles? Now 4 is already in the needle. And now you're going to take the first thread, the thread from the first row, and put it in there into 5, which is orange, on here. You're going to bring it through. Okay, so now that we have all 4 strings, right? This is where, if you are just opening the box, they do give something to use to, you know, make sure your machine is working. So now that this is together, right? And I followed all the steps and threaded the entire machine, we can close this door. They typically would want you to do this with the lights off, but it's kind of hard to do it with the machine off. So you don't chew yourself up. But now we are going to try to make the chain. So you're going to put your presser foot on, and you are going to come through, and you're going to start threading right now. So it's going to look like it's not working, but all 4 of them are together. Now, you can do this with 3 threads. However, I highly recommend using 4. So it'd probably be best to get 4 of the same color combs. If you keep doing this, and this probably works better if, you know. So we do have a chain, but now we have some strings loose. So now we need to find out where our strings are loose and what's not connected. Okay, so apparently my thread is caught somewhere. So I'm kind of glad this happened so that I can show you what to do. So let's see now what we get. And see, these might just be loose threads. Yes, so the chain is made. Now that you have your chain, you can now take a garment. Let me find a piece of fabric. Okay, so now we are going to make sure that, again, the handle is lined up with the black line on the side of the machine. And now we're going to put our trusty dumpster back so we can catch the fabric and clippings. And now we are going to, there's a line on the side of the machine, on the plate, to show you where to put it. Now there's one that overlocks the fabric, and there's one, if you slide it over more, it cuts the fabric. So this machine will catch the frays. It will also make an edge straight, you know, if it's uneven. And you want to tell it on this side, come over here real quick. The wheels over here. Your tension, how tight or loose you want it. Now there is a factory setting. Should be 0.712, you know, the tighter or looser. Then you also want to say how many threads you use, and I'm using 4, so, you know, there we go. So now we're going to take this, and you tell them how many threads you're using, but you come back over here. And now I am going to overlap. And now you can see the machine is cutting. Now, I'm going to finish this all the way to the end. But I will show you what it looks like if you are not getting a good stitch, what you can do. So now you'll just cut your chain. You can pull the thread, and that'll close it off and make it tighter. But this is a good seam, so you typically will pull them tighter and then close it off. And then if you have a sleeve that you would like to finish or something else, you know, depending on the garment, you may have a sleeve. So with that being said, you can take this, put your presser foot down, and it'll feed through this part right here. And now it is cutting, right? So now you're cutting. If you go past the line, you're cutting. You may not be cutting if you're just on the line. But if you are over the line, you're cutting fabric. And then here we are. So this also will make sure that you don't have a lot of fraying. So those garments that, you know, silk, fray sometimes, that unravel, you make sure you close it off. And there you have it.